Hey family, how you doing? Yes, please go check out my $5 accessory boutique. Yes, Paparazzi Accessories has paved the way. Everything is $5, all lead and nickel free. It will not irritate your skin. If you have sensitive skin, you will definitely be able to wear it and feel fabulous. We have women's accessories, young ladies, and also men's accessories as well. And we do have $25 exclusive pieces for those of you all that like to look fabulous and elegant. Please go check out My Card TV Bling.
VIP. Come on, praise with a VIP. Come on. Yes. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, what's the 411, hun?
What's the 411,
I
hun?
got it going on,
Hey, yo, I
hun.
got it going on, hun.
Yo, what up, family? How y'all doing? Yes, I'm about to get into a little bit of the news. Okay, baby. Yes, I'm in my hometown. Yes, my hometown of Winston, Salem, North Carolina, baby. Okay, and I had to come all the way up here just to get a little bit of the tea that was going on. You know, y'all know I'm really down here in Florida, but you know, y'all see the backdrop going on right here. We had Greater Cleveland Avenue Christian Church. Okay, and it's been a little scandalous things going on around the city and stuff. And people, I don't want y'all to get mad at me because all I do is report the news, okay? If it's not in the news, I can't report it, baby. I can't report it, alright? So just know that I'm a blogger and blog is what I do, okay? So get all the way up into it because I'm about to let y'all know what's really going on up in the city, okay? So, yeah, we got Greater Cleveland Avenue Church, and they now go by Greater Church, and I think they had to maybe change their name because of some of the things that's going on I'm about to talk about, which is dealing with the whole bankruptcy situation and the $3.3 million that is owed to Apex Bank, okay? So, yes, it's a lot going on. That's a lot of money, and y'all trying to figure out what's really the tea, and here it goes. Not here, though. Here it goes right now, okay? Shit. Damn. Just know that this church is one of the oldest churches in North Carolina. Well, not North Carolina, but Winston-Salem. It was founded in 1893, and it was once on right off of Cleveland Avenue. I'm not gonna even say on Cleveland Avenue, but it was kind of like a street over to or whatnot. And I'm gonna tell you something. The church grew exponentially. The church was growing by leaps and bounds, and hence the reason why they got this nice facility they got right here, which is they changed their name from Cleveland Avenue Christian Church to Greater Cleveland Avenue Church. Okay, and you know, let me just tell you something right here. It's empty right now. But at one point in time, this motherfucker used to be busted at the seams and stuff. And like I say, it's been some good works that have came up out of the you know, up out of this church, you know, dealing with the community and stuff. They did a lot for my alma mater, Carver High School, you know, for the football team and things like that, and just providing like a church home for the team and the school, and you know, just other things that's going on out in the community and stuff. So it's not a whole lot of bad things going on around here with the church, but you know, there has been some questions about, you know, what was going on with the first family, okay? And that's pretty much what we're here to talk about a little bit today, and how the church congregation was pretty much kept in the complete dark about this whole bankruptcy situation and the foreclosure and blah 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 blah. Okay, so here we go right here. You know, a church in northeastern Winston-Salem with more than 1,000 members faces foreclosure sale of its sanctuary and other properties on May 24th unless bankruptcy judge intervenes. All right, so Greater Cleveland Avenue Christian Church, founded in 1893, defaulted on its mortgage in 2018, owes Tennessee-based Apex Banks $3.3 million. Okay, The church is now located on Lansing Drive, which is where we are right now. This is a nice church. They also have a nice facility in the back, which is like a recreation, I forgot what they call it. It's like a enrichment center or something. And they do a lot with the kids and stuff there, and they rent it out and things. So, like I say, like it's a lot of good things that come up out of this church, but you know, it's a lot of dang on underhanded dealings that's going on. It's a whole lot of green leaf-ish going on behind the scenes, alright? As you can see, $3.3 million worth of stuff, okay? So, you know, anywho, let's go ahead and talk about it. You know, this sanctuary was built back in 1999, and it's a 15-acre property, and it has a family life center, which is built in 2000. And let me tell you something right here. The rumor is that what kind of put the church in this hole was they went ahead and built the church, and then they went around and turned around and built the family life center right after it. So that kind of put them in a whole lot of financial strain. You know, I think they probably should have waited probably about 5 or 6 years so they could pay down some debts on the actual physical church. But, you know, hey, when you got a vision, you know, you hope that it can be carried out. But let's continue on reading. Alright, so the church has obtained a $3.7 million in financing to develop the site itself. So I'm really trying to figure out why the church even needed that much money, because like I said before, the church was busting at the seams at the old facility and stuff, and y'all could have done something to, you know, I guess offset that a little bit. You know, I don't know. I don't think, I don't know. $3.7 million seems like a lot of money for the amount of money that was getting poured into the church. But we're going to get into some more details in just a moment, okay? With the property serving as collateral for the loan, okay? So, like I say, the bank, they already had their stuff on lock. They like, we need this property as collateral for this $3.7 million loan, all right? So, there you go right there. The church calls itself Greater Church for 30 years. Bishop Sheldon McCarter, Bishop Sheldon McCarter, baby. He has led the church. And let me tell you something right here. You know, Bishop Sheldon McCarter, I want to believe that he is, you know, he was all about the gospel at one point in time, but some type of way, you know, he may have lost sight of what the vision was for the church and for the people and things of that nature, because I know some people that used to know him when he used to work out at Sarah Lee. He used to be toting his Bible and stuff like that right there, and you know, that's where he really even got all the way up into the ministries like that, okay? So, like I said, at one point in time, he was dedicated to the word, and I'm pretty sure he is dedicated to the church, but it's some other dealings going on, okay? The church filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on April 20th, 2018. Chapter 11 gives debtors a way to reorganize the finances of the debts and protects against foreclosure if the debtors follow a court-approved reorganization plan, okay? So, you know, they gave them opportunity to come up with a whole entire plan to refinance the situation, and you know, the church failed to adhere to, you know, making a qualified plan that would, you know, satisfy the bank, okay? So Apex Bank had told the bankruptcy court that the church failed to live up to the terms in the reorganization plan approved on February the 22nd of 2019. So, like I say, they didn't do nothing to offset this, okay? So the church is asking the federal bankruptcy court for more time to find ways to come up with the money, okay? And a new financing plan and everything like that, okay? The court hearing was held on Wednesday of last week, and I think it was like May 22nd, yeah, May 22nd, and that was 2 days before the scheduled foreclosure sale, which is supposed to be scheduled on Friday, May the 24th, okay? So, there you go right there. They was trying to dang on, you know, reorganize some stuff and trying to, you know, stall out, but like I say, the courts and the bank, you know, when they want their money, they want their motherfucking money, alright? So, here we go. Meanwhile, on the church website, they are invoking divine assistance, and, you know, they posted a great confession written in capital letters that includes a proclamation. Now, Satan and Apex Bank, we bind you and your negative activity in the name of Jesus, and we loose ministering angels and Spirit of God to minister for us to bring the necessary finances so we may carry out the will of God for our ministry. Girl, come on now. Come on now, y'all got to be crazy right there, okay? Because all this stuff right here could have really been prevented had the pastor and the first lady and the first family came up off of their little coin and stopped living high off the mother hog, okay? So let's keep going right here, okay? A woman at the church office, she pretty much was contacted on Wednesday, and she pretty much said no comment, okay? Bishop McCarter, he was contacted on the 22nd as well, and he was not even to be found nowhere, okay? So under the February 22nd reorganization plan, the church had till March 31st to either pay out the debt or lose its property, okay? So this has been going on for a while or whatever, and the people, the whole congregation, everybody was, in the dark. Ain't nobody know nothing, anything like that right there, okay? So the church had to give Apex a deed to the property, but Apex agreed not to record it until March the 31st, okay? So the church also agreed to cut the pastor's salary, but left in place houses and car allowances along with love offerings and love offerings given by members of the congregation, okay? So they tried to dang on agree to cut the salary, but some type of way, some things got caught up in the rapture, and he wasn't coming up off that thing like that right there so easily. All right. Anywho, let's keep going. Bishop Sheldon McCarter's salary. Let's go ahead and get up into it. He was grossing $100,000 per year plus $57,000 yearly housing allowance, a car allowance of almost $15,000 per year, health insurance of about $33,500 annually. Okay, so that's a lot of money right there. As you can tell, that rounds up to be almost about $200,000 in income coming from the church into his household. That's just him alone, okay? That's not counting what's maybe going on with the first lady and other, things that's going on in their life, because they probably have some other gigs. You can't, fault them for being busy people. They got other stuff going on, but just the fact that the church alone is paying y'all, $200,000 to pretty much lead the flock. That's a whole lot of money, okay? That's a whole lot of money, and you could have been salvaging some of your salary for the sake of your church if you really for the people, okay? And you for the, saving the church, okay? And let me say this right here. My heart goes out to all the members, all the faithful members that have given over the years or whatnot, and they, put their goodwill in the tithes and the offerings and stuff. But let me tell you this right here. You got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful. And let me say this right here. Rumor has it, allegedly, this church, makes you submit your W-2s so that they make sure they get the 10% off the top. Now, I don't know how sure that is, but, there was a rumor that was going on around the city at one point in time. But, that's neither here nor there at this point. But that just kind of lets you know the kind of income that was going on. Like I say, it was busting at the scene. They got some high profile people that go to their church and has poured into their church, plus that old school money that's been poured up into the church. So they've had the resources over all these years, but they failed to come up off that coin. Like I say, they ain't have to be paying the pastor that much, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, don't you be talking about my pastor. I do anything for my pastor, okay? While the people are sitting there living in poverty and all that. Let me just say this right here. You could have been doing a whole lot. You could have built a whole little community for them off of that salary or whatnot, and put some of them people that, may be coming in, that may be homeless or something, in some shelters or something like that right there. I don't know what you got going on, but all I know is this right here. That's almost $200,000 in, finances coming in just from the church alone, okay? And y'all talking about y'all in bankruptcy. Baby, come on. Somebody got the priorities and everything all the way up, okay? So, as well, the bankruptcy analyst reported that McCarter was getting love offerings, birthday offerings, and other gift offerings from members of the congregations that added up to about $9,500 for 2 months in 2018. In addition to his compensation, the co-pastor, Joyce McCarter, was getting a car allowance of $8,000. Okay, so she was getting her coins too. You know what I'm saying? At least her little car or whatever. And rumor has it that the pastor's driving around in a Maserati or whatever. Whenever your members is walking to church and catching the bus and things of that nature, you would think that you would be riding a more kind of a low profile car. But I understand you got to live that life, and people will put their pastor on this high pedestal and stuff while they sitting there struggling and all this, that, and the third. And that's pretty much what's going on. But let's keep going, because this church was shelling out a whole lot of money to all the wrong places and not the right damn people, okay? So, Elder Elwin T. Jackson, associate pastor, was receiving $6,000 yearly. Diana Jones, the church's chief financial officer, was receiving $22,800 yearly for her part-time work. Girl, part-time. I need that kind of part-time job right there. You get paid $22,000 a year for you not to be paying the damn bills to the bank and everything like that, and for you to be putting the bug in the pastor's ear and let him know that you need to be coming off some of your damn coin so that we can be saving the church. Baby, come on now. Let's be real about the situation, baby. You receiving $22,800 yearly, but you was being piss poor on advising the pastor on how he could have been saving the church all this while, okay? But you was getting your cut off the top, and let me tell you, for a part-time job, I need that kind of part-time, because I be showing up every Sunday, baby. Every Sunday, okay? Making sure y'all pass that collection plate all the way around, okay? Okay, so let's keep on moving right here. So, as the church filed for bankruptcy, they pretty much did not change the whole compensation plan of Bishop McCarter and the wife and all the other church people and everything like that. I mean, they probably should still keep that stuff, but they should have at least changed his. I mean, come on now. You getting $100,000. Come on now. You could have been coming up off about at least $30,000, but that's just me talking right there. Anywho, let's talk about Nicole Farabee and administrative analysis for the bankruptcy court. She looked at the church finances in June of 2018 and wrote that McCarter's salary was extra incentives and seemed rather large for the church's financial distress. Farabee suggested reducing McCarter's compensation, calling his pay an area of concern. Okay, so you even got financial advisement from the courts last year, basically saying you need to come up off some of your daggone money, and you chose not to. So, like I say, anything that came with the whole losing of the church, you deserve it, because you didn't give two farts about the people or the church in general. You just cared about getting your money and keeping your Maserati and and all your side pieces and stuff paid around the dang on city. Anywho, that's a whole nother story. We ain't even here to talk about that right there, and the reason why a lot of the people probably left the church, hence the reason why the membership got low all of a sudden. Anywho, let's keep going. Later in 2018, the church agreed to eliminate McCarter's salary, but allow him to keep his other compensation, including the love offerings. The church said they would save $6,000 per month in expenses. The church said the expenses by $3,000 per month by closing the church would save or cut expenses by $3,000 a month by closing the rental space in High Point, where it also held services. So you was getting coins in Winston, and you was also getting coins in High Point, okay, where Fantasia is, where she grew up at, all right? October 2018, the church announced a capital campaign asking 200 members to increase their offering by $100 per month in 2019. Come on now. You want them to pay a little bit more because you don't want to come up off your salary? How selfish, how ignorant, and how, I don't know what else to say about it. How I don't know. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. But baby, You the one who looking like mud and crud on your face, because now you ain't got no church because you want to save your coins. And I'm pretty sure you sitting on a whole lot of money or whatnot. Because if you've been getting that salary for 30 years or at least 10 years, baby, you's a millionaire by now. You and the family. Y'all can build another church out of your own bank account, okay? Anywho, let's keep going. The church acknowledged in April's filing that it had failed to refinance the Apex Bank loan, okay? And had not vacated the property and the deed in lieu of the foreclosure given to Apex under the reorganization plan. They said that it was flawed, okay? So, y'all knew that y'all was coming up on this whole situation. Y'all should have been letting the people know that we gonna have to get up out of here, but hey, you chose to dang on leave that little tidbit out, and here you are, and had the people all the way filing downtown to go defend for you all, for them to find out everything, was not going to work out in their favor. As over the time, the church has saw a trend of, gains and losses with the money and everything, and pretty much, they were supposed to have been paying about $22,000 a month to satisfy the whole loan, but they had only been paying $13,000 a month to, satisfy the loan. Well, that's what put them in the whole bad standing with the creditor, and hence the reason why there is no more church today. Okay, and I feel like that little $22,000. Had you would have took like a $80,000, I'm not gonna say a $80,000 salary or whatnot, or a $78,000 salary, Bishop McCarter, you could have saved the church all by your lonesome, okay? All by your lonesome, and what the church was giving the extra 13 would have been extra, so y'all could have been paying on the interest and things of that nature. It's all about mathematics right here, but you can't see, through all the greed and everything like that, and that's what happens whenever you got, you money hungry, and you got that greed up in your heart or whatever. You're not really in it for the people and for the word, okay? That's all I really got to say. That's all I really got to say. We know church is all about business, but hey, let me just tell you. But I'm going to let Miss Catherine Aarons tell y'all what's going on, because she did break that thing all the way down to the 65 congregate members that filed themselves down there to the courthouse, and pretty much was, trying to be in support of the pastor and everything like that. Well, turn to find out, things didn't go in their favor. Bishop McCarter, he was kind of getting emotional from what I read in the paper and everything like that right there. And, they filed a motion to go ahead and continue on with the auctioning of the church. And what had happened on Friday was Apex Bank went on ahead and took that thing, and they bought the church all the way from the church, okay? And I don't think it's really funny, but I think it's funny at the same time. It's not funny because people deserve a church home. People deserve a place to go worship if that's what you believe in and everything like that right there. But I think it's funny that, the person that really could have really saved the church really was doing nothing to, help out the people, and they did all that money taking us, ask people to sow a seed over all these years, sow a seed, and all to find out that your whole dang empire that you built is coming crumbling down in front of your face, because you don't want to have, any type of, I would say, integrity to do the right thing, okay? So I'm going to let y'all check out what Miss Catherine Aarons said, and just know that I love you all. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button if you have not, and bye.
Members of the congregation, I am so sorry that you were not advised of this bankruptcy earlier, or the terms of the plan of reorganization, because it is clear that you only want to help and support this pastor and this church. Unfortunately, the outcome that you want will not occur today. And while I'm going to read my findings into the record, I will enter a short order and then reserve the right to write a longer memorandum opinion. The debtor has to look to 1127B for permitted modifications. It must come before substantial consummation. It must meet the requirements of Code Section 1122, 1123, and the requirements of 1129. That means little or nothing to you who are non-lawyers, but it's in the Bankruptcy Code. And the circumstances must warrant the modification. And the burden is on the movement to prove that all of the requirements of 1127B are met. Here, the circumstances do not warrant modification. It's clear that the debtor simply does not want to comply with its own plan. They've not executed a valid deed in lieu. They've not vacated the premises. The statement that the debtor would not be able to comply with the terms of the plan if the church had to move to a different location is directly contrary to the testimony that this court heard when I confirmed the plan. And absent the testimony that the debtor, even in a new location, could make all the payments under the plan, I would never have confirmed that initial plan. I don't believe that this proposed modification was made in good faith. Apex Bank and the debtor worked for months to come up with a plan that both sides could live with. Apex Bank wanted finality, and the debtor wanted yet another opportunity to obtain takeout financing. The debtor was unable to get that financing, and it didn't have a period of 90 days to do so. The debtor knew as soon as they started into bankruptcy that they were going to have to obtain takeout financing. The debtor was unable to get that financing and should be bound by its own plan. This modification, I do believe, is a new plan. Under the old plan, the debtor was to find a new lender, give a deed in lieu, or have the property foreclosed. Continued financing by the existing lender is an entirely new plan. And Mr. Bruton is correct that the Fourth Circuit in the Legend case addressed that. And this proposed modification contains none of the prior three options that were under the plan. These modifications are not within the realm of modifications contemplated by 1127B. If a modification would upset the legitimate expectations of a creditor, it has to be denied. The debtor's plan, which all creditors voted for, every creditor in this case voted for the debtor's initial plan. And that plan provided for the possibility that the debtors would have to vacate the premises. Chapter 11 provides debtors like this church to have the opportunity to reorganize without the fear of an imminent foreclosure. Chapter 11 plans are designed to encourage consensual resolutions and compromises, and that is what transpired in this case. The parties worked together consistently, which is why we had such few court hours, because the parties were working together. There was give and take on the part of both the debtor and the bank. The fact that things did not turn out the way the debtor wanted or expected does not give rise to modification post-confirmation. And in good faith reliance of the confirmation order, Apex withdrew its motion to dismiss this case and its motion to convert this case to a Chapter 7. Here, the plan modification is not warranted, and even if the court were to find it was warranted, it cannot be granted as the plan modification must be feasible, and the burden is on the movement to prove feasibility by a preponderance of the evidence. The debtor was unable to find takeout financing at $2.7 million, and therefore this court finds that they have not met their burden to show that they could find takeout financing for a number that exceeds that amount. Nor is this proposed modification equitable. Therefore, pursuant to 11 U.S.C. 1141, this plan constitutes an enforceable contract, and plan confirmation orders are final judgments and have a binding effect on the parties involved. The foreclosure may go forward as scheduled. We're adjourned.